fuck up, when you do bad, when you struggle, you know, that's when you're learning. Like it's like in the very moment, it's a loss, but you know, as a life lesson, you're just learning right now a lot. Mm-hmm. And I feel like right now in this last 2-3 months, I have learned so much. And so in a way, I know this sounds horrible, but I do enjoy bad times because I just really learned from it. And, you know, it's a kind of with the car business, just like right now. Yeah. I mean, it's struggling. It's bad. And every day I fucking hate it. Yeah. I really do. But, you know, then, you know, you're thinking and you're just thinking differently. And I just think there's a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, it serves me well to, how easy is it just to say, all right, put a bow on it. I don't mean to be rude to you ladies, but
not at all.
You know, it's just like I know, but that's just not, again, it's not who I am, and I just think differently. I just can't, and for all the reasons that I already have mentioned, is once you grow up the way I do, just like the way Jenny grew up, you know, it's you are in a way who you are, and you're constantly reminded of it. And, you know, like if I think about how I grew up, and now I'm like worked so hard for 20 years to be who I am. And now someone tells me, all right, it looks like you're going to go back in time and you're going to be like, poor again. I work my ass off because I'm reminded of where I was. I'm like,
but you've already proven that you're not going to go there. Like, even if it's not with the car business, like you go, let's just say, let's just pretend that you let go of the car, that particular iteration of the car business, right? And then you find yourself like, you know, in the unlikely scenario in which you feel like you're going to be less financially stable. Yeah. You've already proven multiple times that you're driven enough that that's not going to happen. It's going to be something. It's going to be something. And I'm not, I'm not sitting here advocating that you let go of Kovacs Motors by any means. You're not.
And I do appreciate a lot of things that you've said, and a lot of things I know in the next couple days, I'm going to think about all the shit that you put in my head, because I do pay a lot of attention. But you know, it's just,
this is my superpower.
It's just like one of those things that, you know, sometimes, I mean, and, you know, Jenny knows this about me. It's like, you know, for me, it's not about just because you have said like, all right, you have proven it enough that you're a driven person, your family knows people, a community. I'm like, I don't mean to make it sound bad, but I'm just going to say it just really raw is sometimes I don't give a shit about anyone. It's just like, here, it's like what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and so when it comes down to like, well, you know, I don't owe it to do anyone else anything that I do, just to myself. And, you know, maybe I would be unhappy if I would make an excuse and use COVID. It's like, okay, this was the time. Yeah. Right. Well, you know, COVID. Oh, COVID. Yeah. It fucked up my car business. No. I'm going to shut it down.
On your terms.
On my terms.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let this fabricated virus in a lab be the end of me. Sorry. But anyway, I will.
Well, let me just put a point on that, because
I will
say, in your defense, I know I've been giving you all the reasons why to, you know, the alternate of what you're thinking, but I will say there have been 2 occasions in my life, both happened to be in marriages.
Yes.
In which I came to a point where you are, where I was like, is it yes? Is it no? Do I stay? Do I go? Like, this is unhealthy, but I don't know what to do. I've got children, whatever. And I'm the person, very similar to Jenny, who's like, I have to have a plan. I need to make a decision. And both occasions I came to a point where I was like, you know what? I know at some point I'm going to just wake up one day and know the answer. And but having said that, I went through months, if not years of moments in which like, just make a decision, like either get out or get in, or get out or get in, or whatever. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm so exhausted from thinking about it that what I do know is that one day I'm going to wake up and there's not going to be a doubt in my mind. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm out or I'm all in. And when I came to that moment, I was like, all right, I'm going to let it go. And I'll be damned if that's not what happened. There was literally on both occasions a day in which I didn't even have to think about it. I woke up and it was in my bloodstream. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I didn't have a choice but to just turn around and change direction. So I do find value in that. And I think that maybe that's where you are. It's like, you're going to figure whatever the alternate situation is. It's like, you're going to wake up a day and you're going to know.
And I will. And I'm just not there yet.
You're not there yet.
But, when Jenny and I are talking, that's all I'm talking about.
Right.
Fuck this. I'm done. This is like sucking the life out of me.
It is data. It's all data.
Yeah.
That's going to inform that one day's decision.
Right.
Yeah, he's working it out.
I'm like battling like my mom, my battles, but
you can't be pissed the day that she's like, you know what? I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, just make a decision.
It's hard on me. I internalize all of it. I'm like, oh God, because I'm an empath, right? So every time he's unloading all this stuff, it's tough.
I'm that person, and it's the same thing. You've got work to do on that.
I know. It's not easy.
Well, let's circle back to SoFit really quick. SoFit, well, #SoFit. Do you have a date for opening or?
No. I mean, we're thinking, so I read the news like avidly every day. I'm looking at, multiple news sources. What's the latest? And based on everything I've read, I'm thinking we will probably open end of June.
Third week of June, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of July.
Two clubs. Like we have two clubs in South Sonoma County.
I was going to say you have
one in Marin.
Yeah.
And Marin is tough.
Marin is tough, but Sonoma's getting tougher. So we just don't know. But we're thinking like end of June, beginning of July.
And when you say that, you mean like full open? Is there a version of open that can happen before then?
We've done, no, it's not going to be like what people are used to. I mean, we have changed everything about the club. So it will open, but there will be no classes inside.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We're only doing outdoor group fitness, but the gym floor will be open, but we have to severely, limit the amount of people coming in at any given time.
Have you guys had to make a significant investment in technology to be able to?
We have invested. Yeah. This has cost us so much money. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not making money.
Right.
And then we have to invest all of this money into technology,
like hands-free everything basically, right? And
oh my God, you don't even know. I mean, we could go down, we could list all of the things that we've spent money on. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, just like coming up with so first off, what I become to realize, which I didn't know it was that bad at the beginning. I mean, like whether, well, as far as group fitness, I really think it's never going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same.
I don't think like those pack yoga tiny places,
right?
Crank the heat up to like 100 degrees and pack it like 50 people yoga. in a 1,000. I think that's done.
Mm-hmm. You might be right.
And so that's one big part of our very successful, which is also a business, right? I mean, we were very fortunate to have this great community and everything. But, of course, it's a business too, because we have bills to pay and make sure that there's a little profit at the end of every month. But it really has changed completely. So group fitness will never be the same. So it's all just more like in a smaller group environment, And I think people will, or members, non-members, they'll be okay with it. Because, I mean, we're doing what we're doing, but I mean, who loves, talking about love, who really enjoys to be in a tiny, tiny room with all these sweaty people?
I mean, not me.
So it's okay.
But it's okay. But also you have to change your business model because when you have smaller classes and smaller, you're paying more for your labor, right? Yes. Because you have to have more people at more time. And then also you have less, what the fuck am I trying to say? You know what I mean?
Well, I do know what you're
saying.
We can serve,
you have to change the model.
Yeah, because we were essentially unable to serve the same amount of people.
Right.
Okay. No, it's going to totally change our business model.
Which means
to the better.
But it will be
better for the experience, but not necessarily to the better for the membership fees, maybe. I don't know. You explain that to me.
So basically the way I see it, and I'm speaking for SoFit clubs.
Right.
So we only have 3. We continue to, have plans. But anyway, like right now we're like a little bit on pause.
That's a different story.
But for the SoFit clubs, I just think everything has changed to the better. Because here's why. For once, for the first time, at least in my life, I see that everyone is talking about one thing, and that's health. Mm-hmm. I've never, I don't know about you guys, I've never had anyone or everyone talking so much about a good health, a better health, and health, and I don't want to get sick and don't want to die, and health. I'm like, cool. Well, that's the business we're in, so that's positive.
Right.
Let's talk about, okay, let's just say there's one version of COVID out there. Right now we're dealing with COVID-19, right? Later it will change. It will be 20 and then 21, 22, wave.
In the fall,
the
spring.
Update.
Wave 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So those things are real. So I do believe that, I mean, if let's just say there's a flu and I go into this tiny room and I'm like, with like 55 people in 1,000 square feet, I'll spread that shit.
Yeah.
Well, not okay, right? It's maybe not necessarily what we really, really want because the world as a whole is very, very busy, right? So we don't need those things. Mm-hmm. So I just think, okay, so what does that mean to our competition? I mean, we used to be a tiny cycle studio, and group fitness was a big part of our life too. But, what does this mean for all those boutique gyms out there? Well, 50% are gone.
Yeah.
They're not going to come back from this. And I mean, of course, I feel terrible for everyone because they're in the right business. They really are. Yeah. They care about health. Of course, they care about you. But if you really think about it, it makes yes, you're taking a little risk. It's still better to pursue health, even in a tiny room. Mm-hmm. But if you talk to health officers, they're like, yeah, it still makes no sense because you're spreading a disease and they'll take it home and it's going to kill someone. Right. So I just think, everyone is talking about health and we all are actually in an agreement that stuffing people into a tiny room, a lot of people, makes actually no sense.
Right.
So therefore, some businesses or very many businesses that are just really flooding the market, they just have to disappear with their current business model. Mm-hmm. Our business model is completely different. We're not a boutique fitness.
Right.
We are able to use outdoor space, number one. Number two, we can easily pivot and do more smaller group, but still serving a lot of members because we also do outdoor fitness. So, instead of this, here we give you this.
Right.
50% of our gym was still like the regular gym, and which people are really, really using.
Yeah.
So you have all that, everyone paying attention to health. 50% of our competition will adapt to the way we do business,
right?
Or just disappear just because that's all they have. They're like part of like a little mall and they have like a little 2,000 square feet. Well, that will just end as soon as the lease is up. So I just think as far as our future, Sonoma Fitness Clubs, I'm very excited
Yeah.
for what's coming our way.